In the heart of the Egyptian desert, where the majestic pyramids stand tall against the horizon and the mighty Nile River winds its way through the land, lies a civilization that held a profound belief in the afterlife. Ancient Egypt, a land rich in culture and history, placed immense importance on the journey beyond death. This belief was so central to their lives that they developed a meticulous and sacred process to ensure the safe passage of the deceased into the afterlife. This process, known as mummification, was not merely a means of preserving the body, but a complex ritual imbued with spiritual significance and divine rituals. Join us as we unravel the fascinating and intricate steps of mummification, from the initial purification to the final journey of the spirit, and discover how the ancient Egyptians prepared their dead for eternity. The journey of mummification begins at the sacred Nile River, where the deceased body is brought for the initial step of washing and purification. Priests, clad in ceremonial robes and with deep reverence, carefully wash the body in the pure flowing waters of the Nile, believed to be a divine source of life and renewal. This act of cleansing is not just physical, but deeply spiritual, as the priests perform sacred chants and rituals to purify the soul of the departed. The water, shimmering in the sunlight, symbolizes the washing away of impurities and the preparation of the body for the next stages of mummification. This ritual underscores the profound connection between life, death, and the divine in ancient Egyptian belief. Following the purification, the next crucial step involves the careful removal of the internal organs, which were thought to be essential for the afterlife. A skilled priest, using a ceremonial knife, makes an incision on the left side of the body. With great precision, the stomach, intestines, lungs, and liver are carefully extracted. These organs are then placed into canopic jars, each guarded by one of the four sons of Horus, who were believed to protect the organs in the journey through the afterlife. The jars, intricately designed with the heads of the protective deities, signify the sacred duty of safeguarding the essential components of the deceased. This meticulous process highlights the Egyptians' deep understanding of anatomy and their spiritual belief in the preservation of vital elements for the afterlife. In the ancient Egyptian view, the heart was the center of intelligence and emotion. Thus, it was left inside the body, revered and protected. The brain, however, was considered of lesser importance and was removed through a delicate and complex procedure. A long hook was carefully inserted through the nose to extract the brain. This intricate method required great skill and precision, reflecting the advanced techniques developed by the ancient Egyptians. The preservation of the heart, glowing with an ethereal light, signifies its vital role in the afterlife, where it would be weighed against the feather of Ma'at to determine the soul's fate. The careful removal of the brain underscores the Egyptians' unique beliefs about the functions of the body and their spiritual significance. Once the internal organs were removed, the next critical step in the mummification process was the thorough drying of the body. The body was placed on a slanted table and covered entirely with natron, a naturally occurring salt with powerful desiccating properties. Over the course of 40 days, the natron drew out all moisture from the body, effectively halting decomposition. Priests would periodically check the body, ensuring that the drying process was proceeding correctly and making necessary adjustments. This meticulous care in preserving the body reflects the Egyptians' deep respect for the deceased and their desire to maintain the integrity of the physical form for the afterlife. The transformation from a lifeless corpse to a preserved mummy was a critical step in ensuring the deceased's readiness for the journey beyond. With the body now fully dehydrated, the next step in the mummification process involved wrapping it in linen. Priests would prepare long strips of linen, each carefully woven and imbued with prayers and spells for protection. The wrapping process was intricate and time-consuming, involving multiple layers to ensure thorough preservation. Amulets, each carrying specific protective powers, were placed between the layers of linen, providing spiritual safeguards for the deceased. The priests would chant sacred spells and perform rituals as they wrapped the body, infusing it with divine blessings. This elaborate wrapping not only protected the body, but also symbolized the enveloping of the deceased in the protective embrace of the gods, readying them for the afterlife. After the mummification process was complete, the final journey of the deceased began with a grand funeral procession. The elaborately decorated coffin, bearing intricate designs and symbols of protection, was carried through the city streets by mourners, musicians, and priests. The procession was a significant event, with mourners expressing their grief and reverence through tears and solemn rituals. Musicians played traditional instruments, filling the air with hauntingly beautiful melodies that honored the deceased. As the procession reached the tomb, the priest performed the final rites, ensuring that the deceased was properly prepared for the journey to the afterlife. The sarcophagus was then placed in the tomb, a sacred resting place that would protect the body for eternity. Upon reaching the tomb, one of the most vital rituals, the opening of the mouth ceremony, was performed. Priests used sacred tools and instruments, each with its own significance, to symbolically restore the senses of the deceased. This ritual ensured that the dead could eat, drink, speak, and breathe in the afterlife. The ceremony was filled with symbolic gestures and movements, each meticulously executed to guarantee the ritual's success. The priest's chanting, combined with the visual spectacle of the ritual tools and glowing symbols, created a deeply spiritual atmosphere. This ceremony was essential for reanimating the body and soul, allowing the deceased to fully participate in the afterlife. With the opening of the mouth ceremony completed, the spirit of the deceased embarked on the perilous journey to the afterlife. This journey was fraught with trials and challenges, as the spirit navigated through various realms of the underworld. They encountered numerous deities and faced obstacles that tested their worthiness. The climax of this journey was the final judgment, where the heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the symbol of truth and justice. This critical moment determined whether the soul was pure and worthy of entering the eternal paradise. The visual representation of this journey, filled with divine beings and otherworldly landscapes, highlights the profound beliefs of the ancient Egyptians regarding life after death. Having passed the final judgment, the spirit of the deceased was deemed worthy and allowed to enter the field of reeds, a paradise-like realm where they would spend eternity in peace and happiness. This idyllic afterlife was depicted as a lush, fertile land filled with abundant resources and tranquility. The spirit was reunited with loved ones and engaged in various activities, symbolizing a fulfilled and joyful existence. The field of reeds, with its serene landscapes and vibrant life, represented the ultimate reward for a life well lived. This final destination underscored the ancient Egyptians' belief in a blissful afterlife, where the righteous would enjoy eternal contentment. The sun sets over the pyramids, casting a golden glow over the desert landscape, symbolizing the end of our journey through the mummification process. The glowing pyramids and serene twilight emphasize the eternal nature of the afterlife and the enduring legacy of the ancient Egyptians. As we conclude this exploration, we invite you to reflect on the profound beliefs and meticulous practices that define this ancient civilization. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating journeys into the past. Thank you for watching, and join us again as we uncover more secrets of ancient Egypt and beyond.